No, you're not on the wrong slideshow. I just wanted to go back over one more time the three branches of government because it's important. Quickly read back over this. Make sure that you understand it. If you don't understand it, talk to your teachers because you have to know this. You need to know that most governments have three branches: the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch, and what each is responsible for. Very important. Yep, I put back up the slide for head of government and chief of state. Uh, it's important as well. You've got to know it, and it's especially important that today you know it because Iran's government is different from most governments you know, in that the chief of state and the head of government roles are reversed. In most cases, head of government is the most important person in the government, and the chief of state is ceremonial. But in Iran, that role is reversed. So just kind of keep in your mind head of government, chief of state, because it's going to come back and say hello to you in a day or so, and you're going to need to know this. Okay, we're going to start talking about Iran's government now. Again, pay close attention because the chief of state and the head of government's roles are reversed. It will be kind of confusing if you don't pay attention. In Iran, because it is an Islamic state, religion plays a major role in the government. There is no separation of, in this case, mosque and state. The mosque and state are one. Religion and government are one. They are together. And that is the reason that Iran considers itself a theocratic republic. Okay? You have to know type of government is a theocratic republic. Type of government, theocratic. Religion is in or involved in the government. Okay, part of the government is a theocracy, which is the religious part. Part of the government is a democracy that votes for representatives. Now, they can vote for members of parliament, and they can vote for the president. The big difference between how the president is chosen here and the president of the United States is that anybody who is a citizen, was born here, 33 years of age or older, can pretty much run for president. In Iran, the president has to be chosen by the Guardian Council. Okay? The Guardian Council determines who can run for president in Iran. In the United States, if you meet the criteria, you can run. Not in Iran. Now here's where it gets tricky, so stay with me. Here's where it gets tricky. All right, the chief of state, which is normally a mostly ceremonial role, does not hold true here because the chief of state is the Ayatollah Khamenei. He is the supreme leader in Iran. He's the one that makes all the major decisions. Nothing happens without his okay or his say-so. He is the supreme leader. All right, Mr. Harrell, you just said earlier that the chief of state is a ceremonial role. In most cases it is, but in Iran that does not hold true. In Iran, even though he's the chief of state, the Ayatollah Khamenei, the supreme leader, is the one who holds the real power. Okay, he is appointed for life by the Assembly of Experts, and again, he holds the ultimate political power in Iran. And here's a picture of him down below. All right, even though the president is head of government, he is not the one with the political power, the main power. Remember, that's the Ayatollah Khamenei. But the president in this case manages the day-to-day activities of the government. He's elected for 4 years. But remember, he has to be chosen. Who do we say chooses which candidates can run for president? If you don't remember, go back to the previous slide and look. He does not hold as much power as the supreme leader. And here's the current president of Iran right now, So look him up if you want to find out any more information about him. Go online. Feel free to look up and report to your teacher. I'm sure he or she would be happy to hear about it. Iran does have an Islamic Consultative Assembly, which is their legislative branch. It makes the laws, but remember, it is the Ayatollah who decides pretty much if that law is going to make it or it's going to be sent back for revisions. They are allowed to make laws, but again, they have to get past the Ayatollah. Okay, citizen participation, because of the religious aspects, it's a little iffy. It's got shades of gray. However, citizen participation is oligarchic. You should remember what an oligarchy is. What is an oligarchy? Yes, for those of you who said it out loud, and I bet you somebody did. It's a government ruled or whatever ruled by a small group of people. So in Iran, a small group of religious officials choose the Ayatollah, and it is the Ayatollah and that small group that actually run the government. Even though the president is, like I said earlier, is head of government, he's not the one that holds the real power. It is the Ayatollah. So the Ayatollah and his small group, which is an oligarchy, are really in charge of Iran. Parts are democratic because there's voting. For example, the president is elected by popular vote. But for test purposes, if you're asked what is citizen participation in Iran, you will write oligarchic. Okay? Oligarchic is your citizen participation in Iran. Power distribution in Iran is unitary due to the fact that all power is held by the central government. It does not share like in the United States. So once again, power distribution in Iran is unitary. The central government holds the power.